right, here we have a discrete random variable and a probability distribution. And of course, any probability distribution needs to add up to equal 1. And so we have all of our probabilities are given in terms of something of another variable. So they're all a constant. They're all in terms of k. So all we do is add up all of our probabilities. Add them all up and say those things need to equal 1. So gathering like terms, I can see we have 3k squareds, 2k, and then I'll bring the 1 over to equal 0. Factor it like a quadratic, or I guess you could use the quadratic formula if that makes you happy. I know it's got to be 1 and 1 to multiply to be 1, and then I just need to make the plus and minus work out. So there's a plus, and there's a minus, and then everything works out. So I get 2 possible solutions for k. Ask yourself which one of those makes sense here. I hope you understand then that this one cannot happen because you can't have a negative probability. And remember that k is talking about the probability of this happening. So now we know that k is equal to 1/3. The next question down here at the bottom of the screen, I'm going to try to keep the table on the screen as well. The next question says, show that the expected value of x is 17/18. So the expected value you get is by multiplying the x times each of the probabilities. So you can do this in terms of k and then sub 1/3 in at the end, or you can sub 1/3 in at the beginning and then just go from there. I'll just do it in terms of k because I don't want to deal with the fractions until the end. So the expected value of x is going to be 0 times k over 2 plus 0.5 times k plus 1 times k squared plus 1.5 times 2k squared plus 2 times k over 2. Let's see, so that's 0 there. Then we have, how many k's do we have? It looks like we have a 1/2 and another 1. 2 over 2 is 1, so we have 1.5. So 1.5k plus how many k squareds? Let's see, 1.5 times 2 makes 3, 4k squared. And then we can substitute in 1/3 here. So I have 1.5 times 1/3 plus 4 times 1/3 squared. Let's see, 1.5 is 3 over 2, and so I get 1/2 plus 4/9, because that's 1/3 squared. Common denominator makes this 9 out of 18 plus 8 out of 18, which makes 17 out of 18. They even told us that's the answer, so there we go. Okay, part C. Now let's find the probability that x is greater than or equal to 1.25. So that just means the probability of x being 1.5 plus the probability of x being 2. So let's switch to blue for part C. X can be 1.5 with 2k squared probability, and it can be 2 with k over 2 probability. So we're just subbing in 1/3 again, 1/3 squared, and then here's 1/3 divided by 2. So this becomes 2/9. This becomes 1/6. And again, I think we need to go to 18ths. So 4/18 plus 3/18 makes 7. That's a weird 7. 7/18. There we go. Then the last one, find the variance of x. And I've got that formula written on the board, actually. The variance here, you can do the expectation of x minus mu squared, or you can do the expectation of x squared minus mu squared. So we already know from the purple problem that our mu value is 17 over 18. And so let's do this in a different color. Let's do this in orange. You know what I'll do is I'll erase the blue stuff. I don't really need the blue stuff. I'll just do this problem up here in the top right area. Okay, so let's do orange for our color. Okay, so variance of x. I'm going to use the idea that that's equal to the expectation of x squared minus mu squared. And so the expectation of x squared, I'm going to square each of these x values and multiply it by the probabilities. So now we have 0.25k. I'm going to skip the 0 because that's going to just x that out anyway. So 0.25k plus 1k squared plus 2.25 times 2k squared plus 4 times k over 2. Okay, so let's see. We have here is 0.25k. Here is 2 more k's because 4 over 2. So I have 2.25k. And how many k squareds do I have? This is 2.25 times 2, so that's 4.5. So 5.5 k squared. I'm going to substitute in 1/3. So 2.25 times 1/3 plus 5.5 times 1/9. Let's switch it all into fractions. So 9/4 times 1/3 plus 11/2 times 1/9. Let's see here. That can become 3/4. The other dude doesn't seem to simplify. So I have 3/4 plus 11 over 18. And then, of course, I need to remember that I didn't, in my little calculation to fit it in on the computer screen, I didn't do minus mu squared. So I'm going to drop that piece in at the end of my calculation here and go minus 17 over 18 squared. And the question said, give your answer correct to 3 significant figures. So at this point, just grab a calculator, type in what you got. 3/4 plus 11/18 minus 17/18 squared is 0.469. So there you go. Like usual, ask for more or ask comments or questions, and I'll help out.